TV. Sa araw po na ito ay ipakita ko lang sa inyo bago ako mag-umpisa ng aking vlog, ng aking maliit na garden. Ngayon po ay mag-harvest na ako sandali ng mga tanim na sili dahil naunahan po ako ng mga ibon. Kung hindi ko po kukunin ang mga sili po ay maunahan po ako ng ibon at sila ang unang kakain po. Kaya kailangan ay makuha na po ito. Morning everyone, welcome to Renz channel. KAPANALIG TV. So napakagandang araw po ngayon. Maganda ang panahon at maaliwalas ang ating sitwasyon ngayon dahil maganda ang sikat ng araw. Good morning everyone. In today's vlog, we are going to discuss a very sensitive topic. Practically, it's just a follow-up to my previous vlogs on discrimination and stereotyping. But today, we are going to focus on feminism and misogyny. When we say feminism, it asserts on the rights of women or feminist movement, while misogyny is an extreme form of sexism that is often defined as the hatred of aversion or prejudice against men or women. This can be done by both sexes, deterring women from reaching their fullest potentials as human beings. Discussing on these two issues on feminism and misogyny is a very controversial issue nowadays, especially in the social media platform. In fact, many YouTubers or bloggers are being abused or being disrespected by some people because of these very sensitive videos that they are trying to portray in their vlogs. So for today, we are going to understand these two concepts by a perspective of a woman who is going to share with us. So let us listen and watch the vlog.
Hello to all, Penelope DBC here, and I would like to talk about feminism and misogyny in the Philippines. Okay, so first of all, who are feminists and what is feminism? A feminist is someone who supports equal rights for women. The word feminist comes from feminism, which originally meant simply being feminine or being a woman. but gained the meaning advocacy for women's rights in the late 1800s. If you know me well enough, whether as a friend, relative, or acquaintance, I am pretty sure it is quite evident how much of an outspoken feminist moi is. I am passionate about being a woman, moreover, a feminist. When you often browse social media and have a lot of Filipino friends varying in different generations, you may see that there is quite a noticeable difference between how certain Filipinos react towards particular posts compared to people from other races. Let's talk about the Philippines first. I'm talking about posts that display women who take pride in their bodies specifically. Whenever women bare their bodies and post about their confidence online, Filipinos are quick to brand her as an attention-seeking, flirtatious, immodest, and promiscuous woman. Given that feminism came about along with globalization, which eventually reached the supposedly religious, superstitious, and conservative Philippines, it is quite perplexing as to why the feminist movement hasn't completely settled into the minds of a handful of people who sadly still think that the standard of how a woman should be is being submissive and conservative alone, resulting in the more dominant and independent women being shunned by society. Which brings us to discuss the more liberated country, the United States of America. Excluding Spain, the first country that has colonized the Philippines, which is already a given. The USA, as the Western country that has colonized numerous countries and introduced more liberal lifestyles and ideologies. Ironically, misogyny also came from them. Now, what is misogyny? Misogyny is an extreme form of sexism that is often defined as the hatred of, aversion to, or prejudice against women. This can be done by both sexes, deterring women from reaching their fullest potentials as human beings and objectifying them more than granting them the basic human dignity and respect. Also, this form of sexism instills the ideology that men are more superior to women. If you have noticed upon reading up on the Philippines' history, during our pre-colonial period and Spanish reign, Filipino women were so empowered to the point that they are considered heroes, having fought valiantly for their country and people. But what happened? Since our colonization, the misogynistic views of limiting and abusing women, treating them as mere objects instead of sentient human beings, were instilled in our society. Gone were the days of strong, independent, and free women. That is, until the feminist movement came about. The feminist movement, also known as the women's liberation movement, the women's movement, or simply feminism, refers to a series of political campaigns for reforms on issues such as reproductive rights, domestic violence, maternity leave, equal pay, women's suffrage, sexual harassment, and sexual violence, all of which fall under the label of feminism and the feminist movement. Now, let's get personal. What made me a passionate feminist who advocates for women empowerment and fights against misogyny? It all started when I was young. Growing up, I was taught a rather old-school belief of what a woman should be like, which is conservative, modest, and submissive. I grew up believing that it was normal for a woman to be objectified, and that a woman who shows too much skin is immodest and lacks self-respect, and that the awful actions of men are normal because boys will be boys. There came a time when I got fed up with these unreasonable ideals because of an epiphany I had, which was regarding how I used to dress specifically. I remember how people would compliment me for being conservative and would tell me how being like me is a standard of how women should be. At first, my naive self found it flattering. They told me I would be safer because I barely showed any skin. But I found that I was sad and empty in spite of all the compliments. I felt like I wasn't being myself, my true self. I felt like a caterpillar that was kept from morphing into a butterfly because I wanted to continue receiving the praise these people gave to me, but at the cost of my own happiness. Another instance that further instilled my desire to be a passionate feminist is the senseless societal standards that are expected from men and women. I know for a fact that men are treated just as unfairly as women to an extent. Just as men have privileges women don't have, women also have privileges men don't have, such as being allowed to be vulnerable and soft. This can be described as toxic masculinity, which also goes in line with misogyny. And just as how women are being taken advantage of by the same and opposite sex, the same thing goes for men. Most are just not vocal about it because society may persecute them as a result. I believe gender equality can truly exist if society learns how to drop and completely vanquish the senseless stereotypes that were made up by someone who has a misguided mindset. Gender is and isn't important. It does not define a human being's worth, though. Every person chooses who and how they are to be, and for as long as they are bad, we should respect them no matter how out of the ordinary they are. I am a feminist,
Thank you, Ms. Penelope Cruz, on your perspective about feminism and misogyny. I hope that everyone was enlightened, and we have to respect her personal views and perspective about these concepts. I hope that everyone learned that women, just like men, has also to be respected, to have an equal rights and dignity. In fact, women nowadays are playing a very important role in the life of every family and in our society. So trying to understand properly this concept of feminism and misogyny, we need to apply it in our real life situation, wherein we need to respect always women in our society and not as an object to be abused and to be discriminated. Thank you so much for watching and following our vlog for today. I would like to acknowledge and personally thank our share for the day, Ms. Penelope Cruz, on her views and perspective on this very controversial concept on feminism and misogyny. Thank you so much, and thanks also to your family. I would like to acknowledge and thank the Dominican College San Juan, the administrators, teachers, staffs, employees, and all the students. I would like also to shout out to the Garcel family, Britannia family, Moya family, Parsha family, Brasas family, Rimondo family, and all our loyal subscribers. Thank you so much. And also to our silent subscribers out there and followers. Thank you so much. Sana patuloy nyo pong subaybayan ang Renz Garcel channel at ang ating KAPANALIG TV. Sana po ay patuloy kayong manood at sundan ang lahat ng ating mga vlogs dito sa ating YouTube channel. Maraming salamat po at mag-ingat po tayo palagi. God bless us all and have a nice day to everyone.